All right. So next topic, let's have everybody kind of share with us their favorite coins right now. What cryptocurrency they think, obviously not financial advice, they think could be the next 100x. So what's the next Bitcoin, the next Ethereum? Anybody want to go first?
I just said there was no next Bitcoin, didn't I? You guys really, okay. Nobody better answer that.
Putting you on the spot.
I'll go.
All right. Crypto Love.
So I think the next Bitcoin is still Bitcoin. And everyone forgets the exponential function. And, like everybody wants to be a Bitcoin millionaire, but they forget how long it took most Bitcoin millionaires to be a Bitcoin millionaire. If you watch that video on YouTube about the kid who's a teenage Bitcoin millionaire, he held Bitcoin for 6 years. How many of you have held Bitcoin for 6 years? Very few. All right. So it's an exponential function, and it's still very, very early on. Like most people who actually have money in the world are just learning about Bitcoin. And when they learn about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, they're going to want the name brand one. They're going to want the one that they can buy everywhere. They're not going to want this risky alternative to Bitcoin that they don't know much about, that who knows it has a kind of spotty smart contract. They're going to want the real name brand thing. So that's one of them, I think so. And then if you want more of like a speculative one, I think Kusama, because a lot of people are talking about Polkadot being the alternative to Ethereum. Well, Kusama is kind of the same type of thing, like a sandbox for Polkadot, and created by Gavin Wood, one of the original developers of Ethereum, and it's still kind of down there on the charts. So those are my 2 cents.
So quick question for you. So you're more bullish on Kusama over Polkadot?
Yeah, because Polkadot's like 4th in terms of market cap or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it has, I think it's a great project, but I just don't think it has the opportunity,
the upside
gains as Kusama does.
Mm.
But didn't you also just argue that Bitcoin was the next Bitcoin? It's number 1,
Oh, right. Because, here's the other thing that most people don't realize is a fixed amount of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
There's 21 million. They're not making any more Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin is the hardest money that's ever been available. And other people will be like, well, there's low supply altcoins, like Wi-Fi only has 36,000 or whatever. But guess what? It's not one of the original 21 million Bitcoin. Okay. So it's like the hardest money ever. If everybody were to start mining gold, we'd have more gold in circulation. If everybody were to start mining Bitcoin, the difficulty would go up exponentially, and there's still only ever 21 million, and people lose them all the time. So fixed supply, small amount. I still think, I could be very wrong. I could be completely 100%
Bro,
wrong.
you're starting to sound like one of those maxis, dude. I gotta stay away from those maxis, dude. That's not good for Token Metrics business. Okay, you also on tm.bitboy.live. Thank you.
Yeah, go on Token Metrics and check out the ratings. Number 1 rating up there is Bitcoin.
Yeah. Understood. I would say though, just about the Bitcoin comment that you made there, which is the problem with Bitcoin is that the average person cannot afford one, period. So even though it sounds great, own 1 Bitcoin and you can have financial freedom, most people can't afford $10,000, $12,000 for a Bitcoin.
So they're supposed to speculate on a cryptocurrency and lose all their money instead.
That's supposed to buy XRP because it's the truth, right?
Absolutely, though. What you're saying, the gambling attitude that you're, the gambling attitude.
95% of traders lose.
Yeah.
Or basically with Bitcoin, 95% of the time you're winning. Looking at historical Bitcoin price, you have a 95% chance of winning based on Bitcoin price. So you either have a 95% chance to lose as a trader, unless you use Token Metrics, or
but a 401k makes people money over time as well. You know what I'm saying? Like there are other kind of investment. If you're just like, oh well, it's all about making money, positive gains over a long period of time. Mm-hmm. The thing is people. Okay, the people that can get rich still right now on Bitcoin are probably already in a position where they're more patient because they already have money. If you have enough Bitcoin to where from this point you're not rich, but you're going to get rich, you already got a lot of money, and by rich, I mean $1 million more, whatever, in California, that's not even a lot of money. Okay. But our audience, the people who are watching this right now, I know there's a guy watching in India right now who's making $2 an hour, he ain't going to be able to buy Bitcoin, but you know what? he could scrounge together enough money to get half an ETH, you know, and if that price goes up, you know, crazy amounts, then he could diversify that and do some other things. I understand people are going to lose trade. People are going to lose trading when all things are even, but when we're in a bull run, and you can, you know, buy in the red and sell in the green is a pretty, you know, simple concept. But that's what the people want. The people want the highly speculative coins. You know?
Oh yeah, I'm not going to argue. You're
that's
totally
what they want.
100% right there. People want the speculation. We're
they want to gamble.
Gamblers. Yeah.
And that's how a lot of people got into crypto is you know, gambling and accepting Bitcoin on gambling sites and.
All right,
and
so
like
so BitBoy, your coins, your top coins besides Bitcoin.
Yeah, so I got a lot of highly speculative ones out there, for sure. I mean, people that watch my channel know what those are. But I'm actually going to say, like, this is the advice that I give to people I know in my real life that are like, you know, they know I do crypto, they know I make money, they know I do well, and they ask me, you know, how can I get in? You know, the thing that I tell them to do is Ethereum and Chainlink, maybe Tezos. You know, I direct them to those because they have the highest they have high ceilings with not a really deep floor, at least through a bull market. VeChain is another one that I believe is going to have some of the biggest returns in the bull market. It's the leader in its niche. It's the leader in its niche of supply chain tracking that actually has a lot of use case, you know? So I think it's got a lot of potential for really, really, really explosive gains throughout the bull market. And then, you know, I mean, we all know the Uniswap coins. I'm actually like getting into yield farming a pretty good bit right now. I've decided I'm going to beat the learning curve, and I have. So that's where a lot of good gains are coming. So, you know, people, you know, the retail investors are investing in the yield farming tokens, but the people that are really balling, you know, they're making the tokens, you know, through the yield farming. And that's where there's a lot of money right now. So, but once again, kind of like with Bitcoin, yield farming, you kind of got to have some money to make some money. But yeah, I will say one project I like that's a really low capper is Distex, Distx. They are a platform, a token sale platform where they basically verify and prevent rug pull scams on Uniswap from the coins that launch on their platform. And we all know, I mean, I fell victim. I lost $40,000 a couple weeks ago in a rug pull scam. So we know, we know that those are serious. They're real, but yet the highly speculative gambling nature of, you know, people that love to live, I'm starting to call them, you know, low cap crack rocks these days instead of gems. That's how you make the money but also how you lose it, you know, so it's very volatile. So I think a platform like Distex that's able to, you know, make sure that these projects are legit, preventing people from losing money. I think something like it could do really well. So that's my low capper of the day, I would say.
All right. Thank you. How about you, Bill?
Okay. Well, as you can maybe tell from the picture behind me, I'm an Ethereum guy. And I think one of the best things that's happened with this market cap push where like your chain links and especially your polka dots, people got tired of waiting for 2.0, right? And all these things started to push up the market cap chart to the point where they've got to be sitting in Ethereum headquarters going, we need to work faster, okay? 2.0 comes out, it gives you all kinds of benefits. The benefits of Ethereum, very simple. The SEC has said it's not a security. It's a currency. And as we've seen with the whole DeFi explosion, it's also like a tech stock. So it's like a tech stock you can pay for things with in theory, right? Small coins, right? To me, DeFi means an interest rate or like a mini yield curve. Everyone's like, yeah, crypto is money. We had the whole conversation, you know, Bitcoin is where it's at. Absolutely. One of the things that legitimizes Bitcoin and crypto as a whole is if you have money and an interest rate system. And some of these things like Ample, you know, laugh or cry about what that thing does day to day, right? That has like money supply management.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh, DeFi is a bubble or sushi swap. No, people forget the negatives. Crypto's got an interest rate system. And some of the smaller coins like Kava and Ren, right, where you've got like lending for speculation. It almost feels like securities lending in some ways with Ren, where they can take these different coins, wrap them into a smart contract, right? Some of that stuff's, real complicated sort of crypto gearhead. But at the end of the day, you got an interest rate mechanism for crypto. So when it comes time, and believe me, folks, as we all know, the time is coming when people go, this legacy system and the casino that's going on in equities, when that all stops, when that all ends, either ends badly or just ends, people are going to go, okay, I got equities over here and I got crypto. Wow, they have yield farming, interest rates, alternative money. I don't need this anymore. So that's like a 2021 preview and the coins I like.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Coach K?
All right. I'm surprised no one said RSR. I'm very bullish on RSR long term. They have real world use case. It's been on a massive bull on its own. They're already in Argentina, Venezuela. I'm sure Brazil's coming up. And the whole mechanism of holding RSR, burning it for RSV, which is a stable coin, is a very interesting concept. Also, Peter Thiel being behind it. A couple of us, I think, were in the token sale for it as well. I think that's a really bullish coin that everyone should be looking at. It's built on Ethereum, and
which one?
Which one?
You say that again?
Reserve RSR.
Reserve rights.
Yeah.
Reserve rights. Yeah. So I think that's one of the coins that I'm mega bullish on, heavily invested into. So that's full, being full disclosure there.
Yeah.
And
I didn't get in the
one...
token sale. So can we FUD that real quick? I was not in that. Okay. So this is a terrible project, guys. I reserve the right to FUD this project.
Another one that no one's really talked about that I've been kind of bullish on because I know the CEO and I've seen them develop a lot, and I've seen them develop because I'm in Thailand, and I've seen them develop stuff like your visa on arrival will be on their app soon. They've developed a COVID app, which the Thai government's potentially going to approve. They also have the insurance companies here. So they have a lot of stuff set up. But on top of that, they're basically Travala, but like with a lot of hotels and other things. And there's a lot of snippets from the team that they're going to be potentially in the Chinese blockchain network. So I don't know if that's for sure. I haven't been told that by anyone that's going to happen, but that might be the next project on the BCN. And they've kind of on their Twitter alluded to that potentially happening. So with what they're doing, there might be something with like WeChat or with Alipay or something where they're going to integrate, and they have DeFi and their own, a similar system to RSR where they have their coin, but you can also get a stable coin. I hear there's DeFi coming. So they have a lot and no one really talks about them. So it's one of the ones that's kind of under the radar in my list. Obviously BNB, everyone knows that CZ will not be beaten in any market. I've been saying it since $19 that he's going to do stuff. I called BSwap out 12 hours before they did, which was quite interesting. And then another one in the Chinese blockchain network is Iris, another one that's really good to look at. Obviously, we have the links and the Rens and the ETHs and all these other ones, but if we're looking at ones that potentially have huge gains coming behind them, I think that those are the majors that I would be looking at right now. Uniswap, it's kind of a shitcoin graveyard. You don't know really what's coming out of there. I even have I have my own channel, which I call Unishit, because literally it's just, you don't know what you're getting into. This whole Distex thing I've heard about as well, BitBoy, and I think that this is something very interesting, making sure that you don't get rug pulled, because yes, you can get 100,000% APY, but if you have a 90% chance or a 95% chance of getting rug pulled, is it really worth throwing in 10 ETH to see how that goes? And then the only thing with yield farming I don't like so far is these crazy fees that you're paying just so that you can do it.
In the amount of transactions you have to do, like if you want to make any move, God, it takes 15 minutes, because you got to do like 17 different transactions. Yesterday I was in a project and it went up to 27 cents from where I bought in at, I think 6. And I was like, I'm getting out. Okay, I'm getting out. But I didn't have any Ethereum sitting in that wallet because I had like swapped it all out. And by the time I got Ethereum into the wallet to run the transaction to sell it, dropped down to, 17 cents. Still nothing to laugh at. But
Yeah,
I mean, I miss selling the top, not because I wasn't smart enough to do it, but because I didn't have any Ethereum sitting in my wallet.
Or not enough Ethereum because all of a sudden gas goes up to like $50 just to get it out.
It was just
It's crazy.
so crazy.
Yeah.
I think
Great
this is where they have the dots. Those guys are going to come in and try to, poke a swap. We, a couple of us know Makoto. Like, I think that's going to definitely challenge the Uniswap game because it'll be faster and cheaper. And you're seeing like Tron, even though I'm not a big fan of Tron at all, I really think it's a scammy project, but Tron's gotten a lot of their yield farming going, and EOS is starting to come in. So I like to see that. I want to see some competition because it's been just one-sided. And then you also have the Serum, the Sam SBF or whatever. I can't remember his last name.
Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried. He's someone who's kind of like CZ in a way where you don't really want to bet against him either.
Mm-hmm. All right, interesting list. So from my perspective, in this order, right? I'm more bullish on Ethereum than Bitcoin, but I'm bullish on both, right? In terms of, if you had to ask me, Ian, what cryptocurrency would do 100x down the road, I'm still bullish on ETH and Bitcoin. Now, the reason why I think Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin in market cap is because everything that's happening now, all the smart contracts, all the dApps is happening on Ethereum. While Bitcoin is king, Bitcoin is basically building its use case as a store of value. But when it comes to DeFi, DeFi is really the holy grail of crypto. And I think that right now is Ethereum's race to lose. If the only way Ethereum cannot overtake Bitcoin is if Ethereum just fumbles ETH 2.0, right? So bullish on Ethereum, Bitcoin. After that, very, very bullish on PolkaSwap. Our dev team had a chance to go through and basically do an in-depth code review, and Polkadot, right? Very, very bullish on Polkadot. Polkadot is the truth, essentially. They're trying to bring interoperability to the blockchain space. Yes, it's competing with Cosmos, with Icon, but right now Polkadot is the best project out there. And we think this is probably the only project out there that can really give Ethereum a run for its money, even though it is compatible. So long-term, very, very bullish on Polkadot. Outside of that, if you had asked me for low-cap coins or gems, I've been very bullish on Helium ever since I had a chance to go to San Francisco to meet the team. It's done pretty well so far, and it's been pretty stable during the market crashes. So Helium Network is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Right now, Coinbase is in the process of evaluating to add them possibly, and Binance did add them in the US. So definitely worth keeping an eye on that one. I've always been bullish on Blockstack and Matic Network as well. Those are, I would say, very safe low-cap gems compared to other low-cap gems out there from a technology standpoint. Very, very good projects. Matic does compete with XDAI. XDAI does also have good technology. We're still in the process of basically checking out their fundamentals, but from a purely code-based perspective, very, very good. In terms of promising tokens that are launching this year that haven't launched yet, our team does love 1inch Exchange. Very, 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 very good technology. It's basically a DEX aggregator. So watch out for that. They should be launching in the next month or so. Worth keeping an eye on.
Is it already out? Can't you use it now?
Yes. So the DEX is out, but the token.
The token.
Yeah.
Token.
Yeah, I think that not to interrupt here. Not that I'm above interrupting. I do think though that exchange like DEX tokens are going to be like just like exchange tokens, exchange utility tokens were real big last year. I do think that is going to be a really big niche. Because that was definitely one I was thinking of, 1inch, and then Balancer as well.
Yeah, Balancer
there's
is
a lot of
great.
Potential there.
All right. Anybody with any other comments? Nope. Awesome. Cool. Well, tell us what you think down in the comments below.